Mr. President, I rise today to honor a fellow Delawarean, U.S. Capitol Police Officer Vernon Alston, who passed away unexpectedly last month at the much too young age of 44. Officer Alston was a fixture in the House of Representatives, spending nearly 20 years on the Hill with the Capitol Police. As one of his colleagues, Officer Scott McBain, noted, Vernon was a gentle giant. His wife, Nicole, has described him as a genuine man who had a deep and genuine love for people. While I didn't have the privilege of knowing Officer Alston personally, we shared at least two commitments: to be in Washington each morning to go to work, and to be back home in Delaware to see our kids each night. For years, Vernon's shift started at 5 a.m., meaning he'd be beginning his 90-minute commute from Magnolia, Delaware, at a time when few, if any, of the people he'd soon be protecting were even awake. But to those who knew him, Vernon's willingness to drive 3 hours a day just to be home with his family every night wasn't the only reflection of his commitment to service and his family. In fact, Vernon's entire career is a testament to his passion for helping others. While still a student at Howard University, he joined the U.S. Army Reserves and served as an Army Reservist until 1994. After graduating from college in 1995, Vernon joined the D.C. Army National Guard and served as a member of the Guard for another decade. In 1996, Vernon joined the United States Capitol Police and spent the next 2 decades dedicated not just to keeping lawmakers, their families, and our office's visitors safe, but doing so with humility, with a smile, and with a relentlessly positive attitude. It's not just the job Vernon chose to dedicate his life to that says so much about his character, but how he did it. Those who served with him will tell you how he always wore a smile on his face and never had a harsh word to say. 2 weeks ago, Vernon died, as he lived both his professional and personal lives, helping people around him. In this case, he was shoveling snow for his next-door neighbor in the aftermath of one of the biggest storms to hit our beloved home state of Delaware in years. From the employees of the House and Senate who work around the clock to keep the lights on, to the members of Congress ourselves, everyone here plays their part in keeping this institution working and in making our country's legislative process functional and accessible. That accessibility, that openness is a guiding light to which nations around the world aspire. And that is in many ways a direct reflection of the efforts of Officer Alston and his fellow Capitol Police officers who serve with bravery and tirelessness day in and day out. Mr. President, when we talk about public service on this floor, we're often referring to our country or our constituents, but just as important is service to our colleagues, family, and friends. Vernon first met his wife, Nicole, when they were both students at Howard in 1992, but they didn't truly connect until running into each other near this Capitol 15 years ago. It was just 6 months after that, Nicole remembers, that she married the man of her dreams. Let me leave with you, if I might, a passage from Scripture, which teaches us in Galatians 6, 9-10. Let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. Therefore, as we have opportunity, let us do good to all people. Whether in the Army Reserve, whether at his post outside the Cannon House office building, or at his home in Magnolia, Delaware, Vernon sought the opportunity to do good to all people. And in doing so, he made a real difference in the lives of those he knew and those he served. While the words and tributes to Officer Alston that have poured forth from his colleagues and friends may provide little comfort today to his friends and family, it's my hope, my prayer, that Nicole and Brittany, Yasmin, Brandon, Israel, and Braden can take solace in knowing in the years to come that the man they so loved was beloved by so many more. Thank you. And with that, Mr. President, I yield the floor.